Hello, I'm Jenny Fern and welcome to my library. I am a chaotic neutral mechanical engineer who's really into permaculture gardening and wants to talk about books. So let's talk about books. Recently, I had the opportunity to go to a thrift store outside of my town and my vicinity, so I got to explore the books from an area in which I do not live, and they had a science fiction section, which, if you watched my recent thrift store book haul, I really wanted to get some good science fiction books. My very large cat is playing with a tennis ball. If you hear a lot of noises, he's having a very good time right now. This thrift store had a lot of books, but it had a really large science fiction section that I was able to explore. So I got 11 books. They were all in the science fiction and fantasy shelf. Some of them I don't think are exactly science fiction or fantasy. We shall see. The first book I picked up was Childhood's End by Arthur C. Clarke. One of the cool things about the books that were in this section is many of them are older and have really, really cool cover art. In Clarke's classic science fiction novel, Earth is overseen by mysterious alien beings who promise utopia but conceal a profound secret. Louis just bumped into the leg of the tripod. But conceal a profound secret about humanity's destiny. Arthur C. Clarke, a British science fiction writer and futurist, is renowned for his visionary works, including 2001: A Space Odyssey, and his contributions to the genre's exploration of scientific concepts and societal implications. I picked this up because it is by Arthur C. Clarke, and I haven't ever heard anything about this particular novel. It's also quite a short novel, so it didn't seem like a gigantic commitment, and I have never read anything by Arthur C. Clarke before, to my knowledge. I have a Star Trek book. There were so many Star Trek books, but most of them were Deep Space Nine. My favorite series that I've watched is Voyager. I love the characters in Voyager, and I also love the plot line. So I picked up one book from their set of books from Voyager. There were also more, and I just thought it would be safer for me to pick up one, try it out. I've never read a book from the Star Trek series, so I thought I'd try it out, see if I'm really digging it, and then if I am, then I could get more in the future. This is called The Escape, and it is by Dean Wesley Smith and Christine Catherine Rush. Set in the Star Trek universe, this novel follows the crew of the USS Voyager as they navigate encounters with alien species and navigate through the challenges of the Delta Quadrant. That's generally a summary of the Voyager series. Now, this book itself, I'm not 100% sure what is going to happen, but it might be kind of an introductory one because it does say that this is the first book. I mean, it has a big number 2 on it, but I do believe this is the first book, or the first book written from this series, I believe. Dean Wesley Smith and Christine Catherine Rush are prolific authors known for their contributions to the Star Trek literary universe and their collaborative works across various genres. The next book I have is The Genesis Machine. I'll be honest, these books, I think their pricing was $2 for a paperback and $4 for a hardcover, which is more expensive than what I'm used to. I'm used to either 50 cents or $1 for a paperback, so I was taking it a little bit easy, but then my husband came over and was like, "You are so passionate about these old sci-fi books, and you've been wanting to get your hands on older sci-fi." So he encouraged me to get more, basically. For $2, it's still really not that much. So this was one of the books that I would have put down. It looked slightly cheesy in a way that maybe wouldn't be my style. Hogan's science fiction novel explores the discovery of a machine that can create life, leading to moral and ethical dilemmas as humanity grapples with the consequences of playing God. James P. Hogan was a British science fiction author known for his exploration of scientific concepts and their philosophical implications in works like Inherit the Stars and The Two Faces of Tomorrow. What I really liked about the back of this book, his theory was just applied mathematics, but its implications were too hot for the frozen minds of his superiors, so they buried it and him under wraps of secrecy. And then it seems like this machine, this Genesis machine, can destroy or save worlds. And so it kind of seems like playing around with the concept of like the nuclear bomb or that kind of vibe. Then we have a book by Anne McCaffrey, which is Get Off the Unicorn. And the art on this is brilliant. I think this art is really, really, really cool. This collection of short stories by McCaffrey features a variety of speculative fiction tales, showcasing her imaginative storytelling and diverse narrative worlds. Anne McCaffrey was an American-Irish author known for her Dragon Riders of Pern series and her pioneering contributions to science fiction and fantasy literature. So I have read one other book by Anne McCaffrey, and it's kind of a weird one. Let me go dig into my library and get it. Can I get around you? Do you think I could maybe look? So this is the other book that I've read by Anne McCaffrey. It's called The Cholera or something like that. It was really, really short, and it had these really insane illustrations. I was there for the ride on this book, but this did read a lot more like a summary of a novel than a novel itself. It was kind of a strange experience. I am excited for this considering that it is short stories. The next book that I have is With Friends Like These by Alan Dean Foster. Again, the cover is ridiculous, and because of how cheesy it looked, this was one that I was also considering not getting, but I did end up picking it up. Alan Dean Foster is an American author known for his prolific contributions to science fiction and fantasy, including novelizations of popular franchises like Star Wars and his own original works. This book says that this is short stories, a dozen delightful stories from the popular author of Those Fabulous Adventures of Flinks and His Mini Drag Pip. No idea what any of that means, but it does seem like these are unconnected short stories. I'm having a really hard time understanding what this book is, but there's like 4 different sections on the back of the book. So there's Wolfstroker, With Friends Like These, which would be what the book is named after, Dream Done Green, which is about a poet who's also a horse, and Why Johnny Can't Speed. So it does seem like this is a collection of short stories that are unrelated. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Guys, whoa. Jeez Louise, bud. Oh, this was selected by the Playboy Book Club. This is Interstellar Travel, Past, Present, and Future by John W. McVeigh. I'm having a hard time knowing if this is nonfiction or fiction. It seems like this goes through some of the possibilities of how we might explore space. I don't know. I'm having a hard time. Imagine fusion-powered starships streaking across a vast interstellar gulfs, time-destroying shortcuts via black holes and tunnel-like warps. The chemistry and appearance of aliens. These are just a few of the dazzling and frightening possibilities explored in this spellbinding work. John McVeigh, a fellow of the Royal Astronomical Society and owner of his own observatory, draws on his lifetime romance with outer space to provide a hard-nosed yet poetic glimpse into the undreamed of prospects that hover on our cosmic horizon. So what I think it might be is kind of like those Cosmos episodes where we're like imagining possibilities with scientific basis. This might read a little bit like something from the Discovery Channel, perhaps. I really hope this doesn't disappoint me. This is Undersea City by Frederick Pohl and Jack Williamson. I love the ocean. I love reading about the ocean, and I love reading about underwater cities. So I'm thrilled about this. It's really short, and the blurb on the back is really short as well. It says Jim Eden was assigned to the Krakatoa Dome, one of the newest of the undersea cities, 3 miles down in the Sundra Strait. This was an area subject to frequent sea quakes, but worse, someone or something was deliberately starting the tremors. So I'm hoping it's not incredibly plot driven and does a little bit of exploration, because the setting is what I'm really interested in. Frederick Pohl and Jack Williamson were both acclaimed science fiction writers, with Pohl known for his socio-political themes and Williamson for his imaginative storytelling and contributions to the genre's golden age. This Genesis 5 by Henry Wilson Allen, I just thought the cover was so cool on this. It's the same front and back, and I'm a little bit confused about if I will like this or not. It does mention that there's 3 people who can change the fate of the world in this novel, and it goes through the characters who are Yuri Suntar, Dr. Ho-Woo Chen, and Chana Moringa. I'm a little concerned because this book is written from quite a long time ago, and it does already refer to the woman character, Chana, as exotic and beautiful Afro-Chinese. So I'm just a little bit concerned, and I feel like you kind of always have to be like a little wary of books that were written in this time period. I will say I have never heard of this book. Yuri's destination is the Arctic island of Okatrai, headquarters of the super secret Genesis District 5. There he meets the brilliant and maniacal Dr. Ho and his beautiful lavender-eyed granddaughter, Chana Moringa. Dr. Ho is about to complete his most daring and bizarre genetic experiment using human grotesques and his brother's wolves. I like the setting. I like the idea. I'm here for it. I just hope it's not terrible. This is The Vales of Alslarok by Fred Saberhagen, who is the author of the Berserker saga, which I have not read, but it's noted on the cover. A planet where shimmering veils of pure energy fall at yearly intervals, sealing everything and everyone on its surface at that moment into a time pocket. That's where I was hooked. I thought that was just a really cool idea. I thought it was cool. And then I guess there's settlers, tourists, somebody who knows that a veil will come early and without warning. So I just thought the concept for this book sounded quite unique, and that is what made me want to read it. Hey Lou, can we come here? Why are we so sad? Can we come up here? Come here, I know. Fred Saberhagen was an American author known for his fantasy and science fiction works, including the Books of Swords and Books of Gods series, which blend mythology and adventure. Louie, you gotta stop. You gotta stop screaming. You're an auditory nightmare. We gotta give love to this guy because he's so sad sounding. Okay, I have 2 books left. The next book is Mission of Gravity by Hal Clement. The giant disc-shaped planet of Mesclun and its bizarre yet completely believable inhabitants stand as a unique creation possible only in science fiction at its very best. As a bonus, Hal Clement's classic article, Whirligig World, in which he described the origin and development of this fantastic planet, is included in this special edition. That is what hooked me on this one, is the description of the planet. No idea if this is going to be good or not. Last, I'm so excited, is a book by Stanislaw Lem. I love Stanislaw Lem. This is The Siberiad, and it's a collection of stories. This is the most modern book that I got, the most up to date, but it's also one that I am the most excited about because it is an author that I know that I already enjoy. Stanislaw Lem is the most widely translated and best known science fiction author writing outside of the English language. He was a master of science fiction, known for his imaginative and philosophical explorations of technology, artificial intelligence, and the human condition. I don't know if we're gonna get any idea of what these stories are about. I don't know what's going on with this short story collection because it does seem like there is a series of stories all about Truel and Claparicus, and it sounds like those are like robots or something. Oh my god. Oh my god. Handling books is not my, holding on to books is not my strong suit. It's funny when you get older books, when they have the colored pages like this one, so cool. So cool looking. This one has green pages, which are also so cool looking. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you've read from any of these authors. I would love to know. Especially if you've read any of these books. If you enjoyed this video, consider sharing it with somebody else who would also enjoy this video. And I will talk to you again soon.